everyone! Welcome to my virtual class. I am Mom J and I'm your teacher for today. Happy learning! So, ang lesson natin sa araw na ito ay problem solving involving linear equations in two variables. So, application po tayo ng linear equation in two variables at ang gagamitin nating form ay slope-intercept form. So, naka-y equals mx plus b. So, yun po yung ating gagamitin. Translate to a linear equation. Sometimes, the trick to solving a word problem will be to translate it into a linear equation. To clue you in, linear equation word problems usually involve some sort of rate of change or steady increase or decrease based on a single variable. If you see the word read or even per or each, it's safe bet that a word problem is calling for a linear equation. So, meron na tayong clue kapag ka-linear equation yung pinag-uusapan. Basta pag may na-encounter tayong read, per, or each, maybe it's calling for a linear equation. So, there are a couple steps when translating from a word problem to a linear equation. So, isa-isay natin to para alam natin yung gagawin pagka nag-problem solving na tayo. So, una, find the y variable or output. What is the thing you're trying to find? This will often be a price or an amount of time or something else countable that depends on other things. Number 2, find the x variable or input. What is affecting the price or amount of time, etc. Number 3, find the slope. So, what's the rate in the problem? Number 4, find the y-intercept. So, is there anything that's added or subtracted on top of the rate, no matter what x is? So, alam na natin na kapag y-intercept, ito yung kadalasang ina-add or sinusubtract on the top of the rate. So, sa unahan ng slope. So, number 5, plug all the numbers you know into y equals mx plus b. So, example na tayo. Example. So, let's have number 1. May is buying a large pizza. The pizza costs 80 pesos plus 20 pesos per each additional topping. So, write an equation in slope-intercept form. So, tingnan natin yung ating mga given. So, we have 80 pesos and 20 pesos. So, yung 80 pesos, yung halaga ng pizza, plus yung 20 pesos, yun naman yung additional topping. So, for each additional topping. So, alam na natin kaagad kung sino si 80 at sino si 20. Diba? May clue na kaagad. So, we have the y equals mx plus b. So, ito yung ating slope-intercept form. So, ang ating y variable dito sa ating equation is yung amount ng large pizza. And then, yung ating slope, yun po yung ating 20 pesos. So, 20 pesos for each additional topping. And then, yung ating y-intercept, syempre, ito yung 80 pesos, which is the cost of pizza. At ang ating x variable, ito yung toppings. Pero, hindi naman natin kailangan siyang hanapin or gamitin. So, pag tinranslate natin itong ating problem solving into slope-intercept form, so, ang slope natin ay 20 pesos at ang ating y-intercept ay 80 pesos. So, i-substitute lang natin si m siya si b dun sa ating equation. So, we have y equals 20x plus 80. So, yan po yung ating sagot. So, ganun lang po siya kahadali. Since may word na plus, so, alam na natin na si 80 pesos, siya yung ating y-intercept. At since meron tayong word dito na for each, so meaning to say, si 20 pesos, siya yung ating slope. Yun po. So, let's have number 2. MJ and Jhellian are starting a catering business. They rent a kitchen for 250 pesos a month and charge 60 pesos for each event they cater. If they cater 10 events in a month, how much do they profit? So, tingnan natin yung mga given. So, we have 250 pesos, which is the amount of rent sa kitchen. So, 60 pesos for each event na kikikater nila. So, charge for each event. And yung 10, ito po yung events na ikikater nila sa month, sa isang buwan. So, ang pinaka-question natin is how much do they profit? So, dito sa ating problem, kailangan nating hanapin si Y variables. So, ano yung output natin? So, ating output dito ay yung profit. So, magkano yung profit nila sa isang buwan? Ang ating X variable is the number of events they cater. So, meron tayong 10 dyan. So, ilan yung magiging profit nila kapag nag-cater daw sila ng 10 events kada buwan o sa isang buwan in a month. And then, ang ating slope is the charge for each event. Ayan. So, alam naman natin kung magkano yung charge for each event. So, nandito naman, which is 60 pesos. At ang ating y-intercept is the renting a kitchen for a month. So, andito naman po sa ating given. So, which is 250 pesos. Ngayon, i-translate natin yung ating mga given into slope-intercept form. So, we have y equals mx plus b. So, ang ating m ay 60. Yung ating slope, yun yung 60 pesos. Kasi yun yung charge for each event. Yung ating x is equals to 10. Kasi nga, makikiter sila ng 10 events sa in a month. Ayan. And syempre, ang ating y-intercept is negative 250. Bakit negative 250? Kasi po, magre-rent lang po sila. Syempre, ibabawas natin yung renta sa kitchen. Kaya negative po yung ating sign. At ang ating magiging slope-intercept form ay y equals 60x minus 250. Ayan po. At dahil na kukunin natin yung profit ni Jhellian tsaka ni MJ, kailangan nating i-substitute si 10, which is our x variable, dito sa ating equation. So, we have y equals 60 times 10 minus 250. So, 60 times 10 is 600. So, 600 minus 250 is equals to 350. So, therefore, yung profit ni Emily at ni Jhellian ay equals sa 350 in a month. So, yan yung kanilang magiging tubo. So, let's have number 3. The percent y in decimal form of a battery power remaining x hours after you turn on a laptop computer is y equals negative 0.3x plus 1. So, let's interpret the x and y intercept. So, para makuha natin si x intercept, kailangan nating i-let si y as 0. At para makuha naman natin si y intercept, we let x as 0. So, ganun lang po siya kadali. So, ang ating equation ay y equals negative 0.3x plus 1. So, we let x as 0. So, therefore, y equals negative 0.3 times 0 plus 1 is equals to y equals 1. So, ang ating y-intercept ay 1. Then, y equals negative 0.3x plus 1. So, if y equals 0, so we have 0 equals negative 0.3x plus 1. So, we will use the addition property of equality. So, mag-a-add tayo both side ng positive 0.3x. So, magiging 0.3x equals 1. And then, divide both sides by 0.3. Ayan, 0.3 para makuha natin si x, yung value ni x. So, ang x po natin ay 3.33. So, ating x-intercept is equals to 3.33. So, the x-intercept is 3.33 and the y-intercept is 1. So, yan po yung ating answer. So, it indicates that if y equals 1, so the battery power is at 100% when you turn on the laptop. And x equals 3.33, so meaning to say the battery will last 3.33 hours. Kasi yung ating y ay yun po yung battery power ng ating laptop. At yung x, yun po yung battery, kung gaano kahaba or ilang oras magagamit yung ating laptop. So, we're talking about hours dun sa ating x variable. So, let's have B. So, after how many hours is the battery power at 65%? So, we're looking for the number of hours. Ilang oras kaya kapag 65% na yung ating laptop? So, y equals negative 0.3x plus 1. So, isubstitute natin si 65% sa ating y. Kasi nga po, si y po ay yung ating percent ng battery power. Yan. Then, so add both sides ng 0.3. So, we have 0.3x equals 1 minus negative 65. So, and syempre, magma-minus din tayo ng 0.65 both sides. So, ito yung ating makukuha. So, 0.3x is equals to 1 minus 0.65. So, 0.3x equals 0.35 kasi 1 minus 0.65 is equals to 0.35. And then, divide both sides by 0.3 para makuha natin si x. So, ang answer natin ay 1.17. So, ibig sabihin, the battery power is at 65% after 1.17 hours. So, kapag lumipas na yung isang oras at 17 minutes, mayroon na tayo, doon na natin marireach yung 65% ng ating battery power sa ating laptop. So, number 4, the amount Y in gallons of gasoline remaining in a gas tank after driving X hours is Y equals negative 2X plus 10. So, interpret the X and Y intercepts. So, para makuha natin ulit si X intercept, kailangan natin ilet si Y as 0. At para makuha naman natin si Y intercept, we let X as 0. So, ang ating equation ay Y equals negative 2X plus 10. So, if x equals 0, so magiging y equals negative 2 times 0 plus 10. So, we have y equals 10. So, ating y-intercept ay 10. Y equals negative 2x plus 10. So, if y equals 0, so we have 0 equals negative 2x plus 10. So, gagamit tayo ng property of equality dito. Pero ang ginagawa ko po kasi dito ay nililipat ko lang po yung ating variable sa left side. So, from negative 2x, magiging positive 2x. So, we have 2x equals 10. And then, divide both sides by 2 para matanggal natin si constant 2. So, divide both sides by 2. So, matitira na lamang ay si x. And then, 10 divided by 2 is equals to 5. So, we have x equals 5. So, the x-intercept is 5 and the y-intercept is 10. So, yan yung ating answer. So, letter B, after how many hours have passed if there are 4 gallons left? So, ilang oras kaya? Kaya, ang hahanapin natin ay si x variables. So, ang ating equation ay y equals negative 2x plus 10. So, ang ating y ay 4. Papalitan natin ng 4. So, we have 4 equals negative 2x plus 10. So, 4 po siya kasi yung ating y variables ay amount na ating gasoline. And then, lipat natin si negative 2x sa ating left side at si 4 sa ating right side. So, we have 2x equals 10 minus 4. So, yun lang po yung shortcut pero totoo, gumagamit po tayo dito ng property of equality. So, 2x equals 6. So, 10 minus 4 is equals to 6. And then, divide both sides by 2. So, kailangan natin tanggalin kasi 2 dyan sa tabi ni x. So, we have x equals 3. So, 6 divided by 2 is equals to 3. So, therefore, if there are 4 gallons left, it will take 3 hours to pass. So, yun yung ating sagot. So, pagkalipas ng 3 oras, meron na lang tayong matitirang 4 na galon ng gasolina. Ayan. So, let's have number 5. A caterer charges 120 pesos to cater a party for 15 people. And 200 pesos for 25 people. So, write an equation in slope-intercept form. How much would a party for 40 people cost? So, ito yung ating mga given. So, 120 pesos, 15 people, 200 pesos for 25 people. So, yung 120 tsaka 200, yan yung ating charges sa ating party. And then, yung ating 15 tsaka 25 is yung number ng people. At yung 40 natin ay yun yung ating kailangang hanapin. So, magkano yung cost ng party kapag meron tayong 40 people? So, kailangan nating alamin kung sino si X variable at si Y variable sa ating problem. So, ang ating X variable dito ay yung number of people at ang ating Y variable ay yung cost of party. So, kung napapansin nyo, sa ating problem, wala tayong slope at wala tayong y-intercept. Normally kasi kapag may slope, di ba, meron tayong na-encounter na per or kaya each. Ayan, so wala tayong na-encounter na ganun. At wala rin tayong na-encounter na y-intercept na kung saan ina-add or sinusubtract siya pagkatapos ng ating slope or bago ng ating slope, di ba? Ayan, so kailangan natin siyang hanapin. So, ating slope-intercept form ay y equals mx plus b. And then, yung ating mga given na 120 tsaka 15, gawin natin siyang coordinates. Tapos, yung 200 tsaka 25, ganun din. So, alam naman natin na ang x natin ay yung number of people at ang yung y natin yung cost ng party or yung charge ng party. So, ayan. So, magiging 15 and 120 and 25 and 200. And then, solve natin siya using the slope formula. So, para mahanap natin si slope, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, pasensya na kung ating formula ay naka-horizontal. Kasi pagka naka-vertical, ang hirap i-type eh. So, okay na yan. So, palitan natin yung ating formula gamit yung ating mga coordinates. So, ang ating y sub 2 ay 200 at ang ating y sub 1 ay 120. Ang x sub 2 natin ay 25 at ang x sub 1 natin ay 15. So, we have 200 minus 120 over 25 minus 15. So, i-minus na natin. So, 200 minus 120 is equals to 80 and 25 minus 15 is equals to 10. So, 80 over 10 or 80 divided by 10 is equals to 8. So, ang ating slope ay 8. Ayan. So, meron na tayong slope. And now, we're looking for the b or the y-intercept. Ayan. So, y equals 8x plus b. So, ang slope natin ay 8. At para mahanap natin si b, kumuha tayo ng isa dun sa ating coordinates. So, kahit ano naman dun sa pair na yon ay pwede. So, ang ginamit ko po ay 15 and 120. So, si 15, substitute natin kay x at si 120, substitute natin kay y. So, we have 120 as equals to 8 times 15 plus b. And then, si 120, ilipat natin sa, ito na lang muna, si 8 times 15. So, 8 times 15 is equals to 120. And then, yung 120 natin sa left side, ilipat natin sa right side. So, magiging b equals 120 minus 120. So, gumamit po tayo dito ng property of equality. Or, pwede na natin siyang i-shortcut. So, using transposition method. So, 120 minus 120 is equals to 0. So, we have b equals 0. So, meron na tayong b which is 0. Ayan. So, ang ating equation ay magiging y equals 8x. And now, we're looking for the number or we're looking for the amount. So, cost ng party na good for 40 people. So, magkano kaya yung price niya? So, si x, papalitan natin siya ng 40. Kasi meron tayong 40 na given doon sa ating problem. Yan. So, y equals 8 times 40. So, 8 times 40 is equals to 320. So, y equals 320. So, therefore, it will cost 320 pesos for 40 people. So, nagkakahalaga lamang siya ng 320 pesos kapag meron tayong 40 people sa ating party. So, ganun lang po siya kadali. So, let's have number 6. A business purchases a computer for 1,500 pesos. The computer goes down in value 200 pesos each year when the new model is released. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. How much is the computer worth after 4 years? So, isa-isahin natin yung ating mga given. So, ating given ay 120
1,500
pesos,
pesos.
200 pesos, at 4 years. Ayan. So, ang ating y dito, ang ating y variable is the worth of computer. Ang ating x variable naman ay ang number of years. Ang ating slope is the value of computer each year. At ang ating y-intercept is the price of computer. So, we have y equals mx plus b. So, ang ating slope ay negative 200. Bakit po negative? Kasi po, magbabago po yung ating, yung price po ng ating computer ay bababa yung halaga. So, goes down in value. Kaya negative. So, ang b natin ay 1,500. At ang equation natin ay y equals negative 200x plus 1,500. At kukunin natin yung halaga ng computer after 4 years. So, ito gamit yung ating equation. Ayan. So, yan yung ating slope-intercept form. So, y equals negative 200x plus 1,500. And yung ating x ay 4 kasi yun yung number of years. So, we have x equals 4. So, we have y equals negative 200 times 4 plus 1,500. So, negative 200 times 4 is negative 800. So, we have y equals 700. Kasi negative 800 plus 1,500 is equals to 700. So, meaning to say, after 4 years, ang magiging price po ng ating computer ay 700. So, the worth of the computer after 4 years is 700. So, yan po yung ating magiging answer. So, para mas madali tayo makapag-solve ng ating problem solving, kailangan nating hanapin si x and y variable, si slope, at ang ating y-intercept. And then, i-substitute lang natin siya sa ating slope-intercept form na y equals mx plus b. So, mayroon naman tayong mga hint word para malaman natin kung sino si slope, kung sino si y-intercept, at kung sino si x and y variable. So, dito sa ating given, malalaman naman natin kaagad na meron tayong y-intercept kasi meron tayong number sa unahan bago ng ating slope, which is meron tayong word na each year. So, alam natin na ito ay yung slope natin. Yan yung tinutukoy. Ayan. So, may mga hint word po tayo dyan. So, kailangan lang natin tingnan mabuti yung ating problem para mas madali natin siyang ma-solve. Okay? So, ganun lang po siya kadali. So, sana meron po kayong natutunan sa araw na ito.
Thank you for watching! Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time!